I'm a 33-year-old guy. I work in tech, nothing flashy, remote gigs, freelance clients, decently boring life. I thought I was in a stable marriage with my wife of 4 years. We weren't perfect, but we had our routines, shared Spotify playlists, occasional fights about laundry. Normal stuff. Then I got the email. It was anonymous. No greeting. No explanation. Just a subject line that said, "Your partner has 7 dating profiles, and inside were screenshots, full-blown profiles on different apps. All recent. Different bios, usernames, pictures, some old, some filtered beyond belief. All her. All active. Some even used her work email to sign up." I read that email probably 10 times in one sitting. I didn't react right away. I didn't scream or confront her or smash anything. I just saved everything. Quietly. I reverse image searched the photos, checked app creation timestamps using metadata, matched bios to phrases I'd heard her say out loud. It was real. And just to be sure, I created a fake profile. Nothing creepy, just a blank shell with a name and photo of a dog. Within a week, she matched with it. Chatted. Flirted. Said she was newly single and looking. Said her last relationship ended because he was boring. That boring guy was me, sitting 10 feet away in the same apartment. So I made a plan. I said nothing for a month. Acted normal. I bought her flowers on the way home from work. Watched movies with her like nothing had changed. Meanwhile, I printed every piece of proof. Chronological. Labeled. Bound it in a folder. On our anniversary, I cooked dinner. Steak, wine, music. She showed up dressed like it was prom night. All smiles, joking about how lucky she was to have someone so loyal and consistent. Then I put the folder on the table. Didn't say a word. Just placed it there with a single red rose. She opened it. Saw the first screenshot. Then the next. Then the fake messages I'd baited her with. She didn't speak. Her face went blank. Not sad. Not shocked. Just calculating. Then she said, "You were spying on me?" No apology. No denial. Just straight to playing the victim. I stood up, grabbed my bag, and left. Filed for divorce the next morning. She didn't fight it. Probably thought if she stayed quiet, I'd back down. But 2 days later, her family started blowing up my phone. Her mom called sobbing, saying I'd ambushed her daughter on our anniversary and that I was cold and cruel. Her sister messaged me a wall of text accusing me of emotionally abusing her and pushing her to seek validation elsewhere. Yeah, because apparently I was the problem for not being exciting enough while she was dating half the city behind my back. I didn't respond to any of them. Then came the real twist. She wrote a blog. A full post under a fake name, but it was obvious who she was talking about. She painted herself as a survivor of narcissistic abuse, said I controlled her, isolated her, and gaslit her into thinking she was the problem. She even claimed I faked the dating profiles to manipulate her into thinking she was cheating. She posted this publicly, got sympathy comments, even got shared by a minor influencer who reposted it as a warning to women. That's when I lawyered up. We filed a defamation suit. I had everything: the profiles, the metadata, the fake profile match, phone records, screenshots, even the chat logs where she flirted with what she thought was a stranger. We also subpoenaed the blog platform, and surprise, it was her IP. Case closed. But she didn't stop. She emailed me directly. No apology, just a weird mix of guilt-tripping and bargaining. I was in a dark place. You weren't emotionally available. If you drop the case, I'll take the blog down. Didn't even reply. Instead, I posted my own statement on LinkedIn of all places. Just calmly laid out the timeline, said I'd been targeted by false claims, and wanted to set the record straight. No names, just facts. And it blew up. Not viral, but enough. Support from coworkers, old friends, even strangers. One guy messaged me saying his ex did something similar, but no one believed him because guys don't get cheated on. Then, another message hit my inbox. Anonymous. Again. Hey, I matched with her on a dating app a few months ago. She said she was single, but got really weird when I asked to meet in public. She said her ex was crazy and stalking her. I think that ex was you. Attached? Screenshot of an 8th dating profile. Different name, but same photo. When I took her on a weekend trip, I handed it to my lawyer. It went into the case file. She eventually lost the lawsuit, was ordered to pay damages, nothing life-ruining, but enough to sting. She was also hit with a restraining order, no direct or indirect contact. Blog got deleted. Her socials went private, all quiet, until she tried one last move. 3 months later, she filed to vacate the judgment, claimed she wasn't in a sound mental state during the trial, said she didn't fully understand the consequences. Her new lawyer spun it like she was mentally unwell and that I had taken advantage of the situation. It was obviously a tactic, stall the damage, maybe get the judgment thrown out. But here's where karma finally punched through. Her cousin, someone I'd never even met, reached out, said she'd seen enough, sent me a group chat screenshot where my ex admitted she knew she'd lose, but wanted to drain me emotionally and financially by dragging the case out. Her exact words, "He thinks he won. Let's see how zen he stays when he spent another 10 grand. We submitted that to the court. The judge denied her motion and actually warned her about legal abuse. Said any future filings would require approval to avoid further waste of court resources. Her lawyer looked like he wanted to vanish into the floor. After that, her dad showed up at my door, real quiet. Said he understood if I slammed it in his face, but just wanted to talk. So I let him. He didn't defend her, didn't blame me, just apologized. Said she'd always been like this, always manipulated, always twisted things, always left a trail of wreckage. Said I was the first person who ever called her bluff and didn't come crawling back. He looked exhausted, like he'd been holding that apology for years. I thanked him, but I didn't say much else. That was the last conversation I had with any of them. I moved cities a few months later. Got a new job, better apartment, cleaner life. 6 months after that, I got a postcard. No name, just a rose on the front. Inside it said, "You'll always be my biggest regret. But I don't regret what I did. Only that you made me pay for it." Yeah, still no accountability. Just resentment that her favorite tools didn't work anymore. I shredded it, because she was wrong. I wasn't her biggest regret. She was her own. And I was just the first person who refused to carry her damage for her. If you read this whole thing, you deserve a trophy and some popcorn. Subscribe if you're into stories about red flags with Wi-Fi. I've got a few more in the chamber.